The next up the bet, we got to get straight to
AFC.
the goddamn Green, man. Hey, man, y'all know what the P doing. What's going on, Green? AFC
This is a
West.
really tough division.
This is going to be the
This is
most.
the best division in football. This is the tough division in football.
Somebody got to be
AFC West.
bad. Somebody got to be bad in that division
AFC
this year.
West
And the
is
thing
the best
is,
division in football.
NFL
Tough
got it
division
right
in
this
football. I
year.
meant to say. I'm sorry.
NFL got it right this year. There's going to be an AFC West team on prime time every week this season. So this is going to be one of the most exciting divisions that we've seen in a very long time. And I mean, you can't really bet against the division champs over the last 3 or 4 years, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. But it's going to be a close one between the Chiefs and the Raiders. And the reason why I say the Raiders because the improvement that they made on defense with bringing in Chandler Jones. So you got Chandler Jones and Max Crosby coming off the edge. A question mark on that defensive line will be the defensive tackles, how they play, and them implementing a new 3-4 defense in that type of scheme, that old Patriot multiple defensive scheme, which every week you don't know what they're going to do with Graham as a defensive coordinator. That defense have improved a lot, and we saw a little bit of that in preseason, but preseason is preseason. You can throw it all out the window, but we saw a little preview of the scheme. And the offense is going to be one of the most lethal, potent offenses in the league. You got Hunter Renfrow, you got Darren Waller, you got Josh Jacobs, you got Zaire White, you got Amadullah, the third running back. Running backs all everywhere. So this team going to be running the ball a lot. I don't even got to say Devontae Adams. We all know what he's going to do. So in Carl, I mean, this offense is going to be deadly. But can they get over the hump and beat KC? So I got them and KC fighting it out at the last game of the season for the division. So I can't say who's going to win this division just yet. But I think it's going to be the Raiders and KC. And a tie for third and fourth would be the Chargers and Denver. But I think the Chargers will overtake Denver. Denver is going to be that team that finished 8-9 in this division. The other three teams will make the playoffs. This AFC West will send.
You got 3 teams coming out of the division in the playoff.
3.
That means them other divisions got to be bad at some point. And you talking about the North and the South. Yeah.
I mean, ain't one person coming out the North. Baltimore ain't gonna make it or something. Cincinnati ain't gonna make it or something.
Right.
Buffalo, Miami ain't gonna make it. Buffalo ain't gonna make it. I mean, Buffalo gonna be the only one make it. New England ain't gonna make it.
Mm-hmm. We say the division is going to beat up on each other, but that's going to be 5 games that each team play against that division. So the rest, the other 12 games is going to be outside of the division, and they're going to be beating the hell out of everybody else. So 3 teams will make it out of this division.
I can hear you. 300, who you like?
I ain't gonna lie. I won't be surprised if I was totally wrong about this division. I still don't know to this day who I think gonna win it. It's really that hard for me. It feel like, when it was the NFC with the Rams and 49ers and
they just took their play. Play.
A couple years ago when with Cam and all that, you had the NFC South, but this right here is insane. So to be honest, I'm gonna take my guesses because every team got real good rosters. Real good rosters. I mean, offensive, defensive wise, you can just name stars. I'm talking about top 100 players off each and every one of those teams. So to me, I do feel like it's gonna be. He said they're gonna be on TV. One of these teams gonna be on TV every single week, prime time, and I get it. But to me, it's between the Raiders and the Chiefs. It's hard to go against Patrick Mahomes. We're ready to see what he looked like after, once you get a contract like that as a quarterback, it just starts tearing down the rest of your team. So Tyreek Hill gone. I might still go with Patrick Mahomes. I'm not confident on it. Either team, the Raiders or the Chiefs, might take the top spot. And then third, I'm going to go with the Chargers. I just feel like the Chargers this year, they have to do it this year. They have to do something to make these fans see how good they is because you always got talent. Justin Herbert, it's time for them to win some games. And then with Denver. I like Denver too, but it is somebody got to be last. Somebody got to be last, and I just think if I had to pick, it'd be Denver just because they're a new team. They're young still. They got a good team also, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I was totally wrong on this though. I really still don't know.
Big block.
Hey, hold on.
I'm taking Kansas
I'm
City.
gonna have to hop out real quick.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead, Fidel.
Sorry, man, I didn't mean to cut you
Go
off,
ahead.
but look.
No, go ahead.
The AFC West goes before I hop off. I gotta chime in real quick. So look, I got the Raiders winning the division. You can call it bias.
You know he gotta say.
You
You
want.
know he wasn't gonna leave without saying
right.
got that about that division. You already know he wasn't gonna leave without saying about that
Raiders
division.
winning this division. That's cool. But Kansas City, I think a lot of people are counting out Kansas City just because Tyreek Hill's not there. They lost some weapons, but I think they actually might be a little bit more explosive because Mahomes is going to be able to spread the ball more, and they got some young, talented receivers. So I like Kansas City coming second. Third, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. And then last place,
you heard the
because I don't
Chargers
trust
that
Brandon
bad?
Staley. I don't like Brandon Staley. I got the
feel
Chargers
you.
coming in fourth.
That's how he gonna lose his job. That's how he gonna lose his job.
That's exactly what I was going to lose. He should have lost his job last year for doing that dumbass shit at the end of the game.
I can dig it on that part about him losing his job. He is a real pain in the ass. He be
called him a pain in the ass.
he be tripping. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause the Chargers got a lot of talent, man. They got a lot of they got a lot of talent. And he be doing
Remember that
dumb
talented
shit.
team? Remember that talented team that was in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
The Dream Team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's all it was.
A dream.
But Justin Herbert, the truth though, he's a good ass quarterback.
Big block. Who you like coming out that way, man? AFC West.
I'm taking Kansas City. Better quarterback play, better coaching staff. I want to say I like Russell Wilson a little more than Derek Carr. Now Devontae Adams makes it very difficult. I think if Josh Jacobs was a running back that stayed healthy a lot, then I would feel more confident in the running game. But I might like Javonte Williams a little more than Josh Jacobs, just a little. And I definitely like Denver's defense more than the Raiders as a whole. It's tough. I'm gonna go Kansas City, Denver, Raiders, Chargers. It's tough though. I think the Raiders. I think you made some good points about the Raiders, but I just think they just one more year.
And I can't believe you got. I believe you, Big Block and Findale got the Charger coming in last. Findale, who you got, man? AFC West.
Well, this division, this is the hardest division, man. I'm going to go with the Chargers winning it based off the offseason. I'm not sure about that. I'm just going to pick. It's a pick 'em division. I'm going with the Chargers. Then I'm going to go Chiefs. I think the Broncos are going to struggle early on because it's the first year, and I think the Tim Patrick injury is really going to hurt them. I really think it's going to hurt them. I'm going to go Chargers, Chiefs because of Patrick Mahomes, of course, Denver, and then the Raiders last.
Cold world.
Hey, man, the AFC West, like I said, I think they're the hardest division in football. I'm saying they trying to be the hardest division in football. These may last a couple of years, too, because all these folks young. But I like the Chargers to win the division. I'm saying I like the move they made in the offseason, especially on defense. I'm saying I think they got I want to say they got the best defense in the division. I say I get them come first. I got Denver coming second in defense in the division, and the Raiders come like third. I think Kansas City defense really last in the division. But I got Kansas City coming in. No, I got the Raiders coming in second. I got Kansas City coming in third. I got Denver coming in last. And I got the Chargers winning the division. You know what I'm saying? I think the Raiders defense gonna be pretty good. Offense gonna be electrifying. The only thing you gotta worry about is how the offensive line gonna be. The offensive line hold up. The Raiders offense gonna be real explosive. I'm saying I don't expect Kansas City to be as good as it was since losing Tyreek Hill. I believe what his name is, Tyreek. What tight end name? What the tight end?
Travis Kelce.
I believe no trying to jinx the man or nothing like that, but I believe Kelce gonna miss some games. The reason why I believe he's gonna miss some games because he's gonna be throwing the ball to Kelce a lot. I know about the other four, they got the Juju Smiths and all that, but he feel comfortable with Kelsey. So he gonna be looking for Kelsey a lot, and I believe he may got to have a hamstring or ankle or some shit like that because they gonna work him. I believe they're gonna work him. So I got the Chargers to win the division. Raiders coming in second. Kansas City third. Denver last.
Man,
I may be wrong. I've been wrong before. I ain't got no problem being wrong. You know what I'm saying? I had no problem being wrong. You know,
I think the Chiefs is gonna still win their division again, man. I think what's gonna happen, because the thing is this: they lost Tyreek Hill, and I understand they lost Tyreek Hill, but they managed to make themselves a more balanced team because they were missing a lot of pieces on defense. And I understand, they spent some draft picks on some high draft picks on defensive guys, and there's a chance that they're rookies. You're not going to get every rookie to perform at a high level. Quality rookies tend to perform at a high level when they're playing for a solid coaching staff. And that's something that Kansas City does have. I think for the last few years, they gave Frank Clark the money they gave him. He hasn't come nowhere near close to giving them the consistency off the edge that they need as far as relieving pressure off of Chris Jones, who I think is like 1 and 1A. If he's not with Aaron Donald,
he's gonna be playing defense end this year.
No, they still kicked him back inside, I believe, to nose, because that's why they drafted my man from Purdue, George Karlaftis, who is going to give him some relief as far as getting to the passer, because they've been beating Chris Jones up with double teams the past couple of years because they haven't had anybody else that can consistently rush the passer and be a threat like that. I think Trent McDuffie, the corner they took from Washington, is a big pickup for them. He's been great for them, in the offseason. Also, I think Leo Chenal, the linebacker they got from Wisconsin, is going to help out a lot. Sky Moore, the wide receiver from Western Michigan. I think they've got more weapons now. They got more options. And I understand McCole Hartman got hurt. They didn't really expect to get a whole lot out of McCole Hartman. McCole is a speed guy, and that's pretty much all he's ever been. But, yeah, and I think they're going to run the ball a lot better this season. They fixed that offensive line after Tampa Bay.
Offensive line, I say that about the offensive line shaking the P too.
Yeah, they're an organization that they didn't hit some home runs in the draft the past couple of years. They got Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma, who turned out to be excellent for them as center and guard, and Trey Smith later on in the draft. So I think Kansas City did enough this offseason. And, they still got the quarterback. They still got the offensive line now in place. They got Andy Reid. They got pieces on defense. And I think when you compare Kansas City to the Raiders, with the head coaching situation they got over there with the guy who got another head coaching job after quitting on the team, I'll never understand how he got that job again. Well, I understand how. But it's not always fair to everybody else in the league. But that man quit on the Colts and then turned around and got another job. I don't get that. But, I think the Raiders still got some holes on defense that can be exposed by the Chargers, by the Chiefs, and by the Broncos also. My only question with the Broncos is that offensive line going to be good enough in spurts when they need them to be? Because one thing for sure, I think the defense is going to be there. That defense is going to be able to carry them through December. And just having Russell Wilson under center gives you some sense of comfort. And, having Javonte Williams in the backfield, is the offensive line going to hold up their end of the bargain? That's my whole thing with them, because I think Denver could possibly win the division or come in last. Like, if we being honest about it.
Everybody,
right?
Everybody in the division.
Yeah, you're right.
The division could be like that though.
I don't think the Chiefs will come in last. I think there's a better chance of the Chargers and Brandon Staley goofing up a season and the Chargers coming in last place, or because we've seen the Chargers have tons of talented teams that suck.
That's true.
And Walt,
we see the Chargers suck.
When you said that coach quit on the Colts, you know what that remind me of? I think it was like 2000 when Belichick got hired by the Jets.
I'm out of here.
I'm out.
Wednesday.
This place stinks. I'm out of here.
Hired Monday, quit on Wednesday, and look what happened.
Yeah, I understood he was under the impression that he was going to have Andrew Luck, and then Andrew Luck walked away from the leagues. But I'd kind of relished the situation. Like, okay, F it. I ain't got Andrew Luck. I'm about to build my own legacy here, man. He said, "Oh, no luck. I'm back to New
He
England."
learned from that Denver experience. You know.
Yeah, but like I said, Brandon Staley, man, I don't want to rag on the dude that much. He had a lot of idiot coaching situations last season, and I worry about Justin Herbert, man.
He truly did.
Like, can Justin Herbert? I'm not worried about Justin Herbert as a player. He's that much of a talented player on his own that he's going to be okay. Like, Herbert's going to put up his numbers or whatnot. My question is, can he overcome the Chargers organization? I think that's what it's going to really come down to him, because we saw games last season where they just jacked the game off. Whether it was defensive horrible play calling on defense, or it was going for
bad coaching.
Yes.
Bad coaching.
Yes. And then another thing with the Chargers, man, they still soft as hell in the middle. Like, I don't care about all the edge rushers, because everybody ain't got to always drop back and throw the ball against you. The Chargers still soft as hell in the middle of that defense. Now, they can rush you from the edge. They can do that. But the middle of that defense was what really plagued them last season, and I think it's going to plague them this season, because guys they should have been going after in the draft, they didn't. Like, if they would have eventually went after Jordan Davis, you plug Jordan Davis in the middle of that defense, now you got something different going on. Yeah. But I think, their head coaching situation, we don't really know about the Raiders' head coaching situation, and you can argue Denver's coaching situation is right up there with them, but they also got Russell Wilson. They got a stable of wide receivers. They got Javonte Williams in the backfield. They got Pat Surtain on the back end, who's a star in this league. You got Justin Simmons, who's a star at safety in this league. You got Bradley Chubb in the front seven. So the Broncos have playmakers at every level of defense. They got a playmaker at quarterback, playmakers at wide receiver. It's just going to come down to that offense, I believe. So, like I said, I'll go with Kansas City to win the division. I'll go with the Broncos to come in second, the Raiders third, and I'm going to go with your boys bringing up the rear, because I just don't trust the Chargers, period. And I love Herbert. Like, Herbert's my guy. I just don't trust that organization, man, and I don't trust Brandon Staley, period.
And keep this in mind, fellas. The Raiders will have 10 home games this year. 10. And the reason why is because when they play in LA, 80% of the stadium will be Raider fans. That's guaranteed. So they're going to be playing the Chargers in LA, which is a Raider home game to open the season, and they're going to be playing the Rams in LA. So that's 2 extra home games right there. And that's going to make a hell of a difference as well.
You still got to beat the Rams when you line up against them, though.
The Raiders can do that. The Raiders got the best of the Rams last year in the preseason practices. I mean, it was dominating. They dominated just like they dominated the Patriots this year in practice. So the Raiders, they know what they're going against when they go against these Rams. It's going to be a good game.
One thing we do know about the division, they're going to down show beat up each other, and it's the toughest division in football.
Yeah.
Straight up and down. Next up, we got the Afc South. Y'all know what it is. I'm saying Tennessee, Houston, Jacksonville, Colts. Big block. Who you like, man? Coming out of the Afc South.
Do I have to pick one? Because it's like...
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go out on a limb.
One thing about it, somebody going to come up out of there.
Well, I know Houston last. No, Jacksonville last. Nah, see, it ain't even easy to go the other way. I can't even go for the bottom because they all kind of trash. I like Matt Ryan in Indianapolis. I think he's a good fit for that offense. I think they got some decent receivers. I think Jonathan Taylor is the X factor. I think Tannehill is getting worse every season. I think the loss of A.J. Brown is going to be really impactful to that offense. I think Derrick Henry getting run down. Byard is definitely a good safety, but I don't think he's enough to carry that defense in Tennessee. I think Indianapolis wins the division. I think Tennessee is going to come in second. I'm going to take Houston because they showed that they look like they might be able to run the ball, and Davis Mills is actually pretty decent.
Dave Mills developing.
He all right. Yeah, he all right. And then Jacksonville is just Jacksonville. So, yeah. I got Indy winning the division.
300. Who you got? 300 stuck.
He really don't know who to pick. He said it was-
Oh, he was really stuck. It was really stuck.
Yeah, he was. For real. Green, who you got, Green?
I'm rolling with the Colts in this division. I'm rolling with the Colts. I think Matt Ryan is going to have a bounce back year with his new team and with that head coach who's quarterback friendly. I've just seen that head coach do some magic in his day with the Buffalo Bills, coming back from 35-3 against the Houston Oilers. I'll never forget that game. But yeah, the Colts. I got the Colts in this division. I like their defense. And they just picked up a nice defensive end to go with DeForest Buckner and that middle linebacker that they got over there. They
Darius Leonard.
solid. Yes, sir. They're pretty solid in that division. And everybody else is going to be fighting for last. Maybe Tennessee can squeak in and get to second place. They need to go ahead and start that rookie quarterback by like the third.
That one is going to be on when they do that. When they do that, it's going to be on.
Willis, he's nice. He's nice. They might as well start their future now and let him go ahead and get his bumps and bruises out the way. And get ready.
I feel the same way about that. 300, who you like?
Pretty simple. The Colts. I'm gonna miss Matt Ryan in my division, man. He was eating a lot of grass over there with us.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna miss him. You know, Cameron Jordan gonna miss. Cameron Jordan got the most sacks of one quarterback in history. And
I understand.
So
now that boy David Ritter finna light him up.
David Ritter said he not leaving until he get a Super Bowl.
So you know what's going on.
Have his capacity out there on the field. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think the Colts gonna go get that. Then I'm gonna go with the Titans, the Texans, and Jaguars. My biggest thing is with the Colts. Matt Ryan is. I always said this. He was a rival. Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. There's nothing you can say about him that say he's not a good quarterback. When he got an offensive line, which they do have, he is a problem. I think Pittman gonna have a very good year this year. I think it's gonna be very good. Jonathan Taylor, and then with Tennessee, until Ryan Tannehill is not the quarterback no more, I don't have no faith in them. I got them going second because all the other teams suck.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's easy for me to just the Colts and then everybody else.
I'm gonna go with the Colts. I do like the wide receivers, but I think they need some more speed. But I think they got the best roster in the division. I'm gonna go with the Colts, Titans. I think Texas is gonna be a little better this year. I like that. I like what they did in the draft. Jacksonville, they just spent money. That's all they did. They just spent money this offseason. That's all. One more thing. I don't call out players like that, but I'm from the Titans. They signed Bud Dupree last year. They gave him a lot of money.
I ain't heard nothing from him.
And nobody talks about. I haven't heard the people that actually be on TV talking more than what we talk. They ain't nobody said nothing about that. I believe he came from Kentucky, college in Kentucky, but he was pretty good with the Steelers. They paid him all that money last year. I think he had probably like 3 sacks last year. But I think if he can come on for the Titans, they can be a little better than what people think. They got a pretty good defense. I like Harold Landry. I do like Landry. I think they got rid of Jack Rabbit Jenkins. That secondary, I think, is a mess back there outside of Kevin Byard. But I think, we got to start calling out some of these players, man. They paid him a lot of money last year. And maybe he was getting all those sacks because he was opposite T.J. Watt, but they still paid you the money. But, that's
all you can do is go out there and try to do it. If you don't do it, you don't do it. Shit, he got paid. He gave the money, shit.
They bad.
That's a bad investment. They call it bad investment. That's what they call it. Oh, not buddy, though. Oh, not to put it out. Get paid, my niggas. Get paid.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he had at least like 4, probably not even 5 sacks last year.
You got to think about it, though. The Titans don't sack anyway. If you don't have good linebackers and people guarding receivers, if they get the ball out
they play like a 3-4. After they like a 3-4 shit.
If you can get the ball out fast, ain't no pass rush. They don't have nobody that's guarding nobody.
If I'm paying you all that money, I need 10 to 12 sacks for you. Bottom line.
He's trying, man.
Yeah, but I'm going Colts. I do like Treylon Burks though. But I'm going Colts, Titans, Texas is gonna be better, and I think Jacksonville.
Simple.
Wow. Who you like?
All right, so I'm thinking before the Colts do anything else, they got to exercise some demons and actually beat Tennessee. Cause they would have actually made the playoffs last season if they didn't get swept by Tennessee early on in the season. Titans seem to have a number. More than anything, I think Mike Vrabel seems to have their number more than anything else. And I'm gonna go to the coaching. I look at Mike Vrabel. I done witnessed Frank Wright have a meltdown the past couple years going towards the playoffs. They had a chance to get into the playoffs. They jacked that game off against Jacksonville last week of the season. You go back to the playoffs the previous year against Buffalo in the wild card round. They jacked that game off. You can't have a playoff game where you got 3 empty possessions inside the red zone. Can't happen. So I done seen Frank Wright kind of fail them a lot not necessarily just in the playoffs, but in some key moments. I look at Tennessee. Tennessee lost a lot, but it's just something about certain teams. And I used to compare Tennessee and Philly. It's like when you look at Philly roster, you can't always look at that roster and say, okay, this is what the Eagles are going to be. Like the Eagles got a soul or something going on with that organization where talent-wise, their roster may not equal to what the Cowboys are, what the Giants may be on paper, but the Eagles are just mentally tough, and they just got that callous to them where they just tough out 7, 8, 9 wins. I feel the same way about Tennessee, and I agree with you guys. I think once Tannehill loses that job, whether it's either the injury or ineffectiveness, shit gonna take off with Malik Willis.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you can open the playbook up with Malik Willis. Maybe not as far as reading coverages and everything down the field and giving him multiple reads on every play, but you can give him some 3 reads and run, set him up some RPOs. Him and Derrick Henry would be nightmares. So there's a lot offensively that you can do with Malik Willis once I think he feels that Malik's feet are well enough. But I agree, I think if this team, it depends on how things go the first 4 weeks in the season. If Tannehill isn't performing well, and this is a team that has a chance where Henry's running the ball well, Hassan Haskins, the backup running back from Michigan, he's a big guy, 6'1", 6'2", 220 pounds. They plan on spelling and saving Derrick Henry, conserving Derrick Henry a lot more this season. I believe Tennessee can still tough out this division because I'm just not sold on the Colts, man. Like there's something missing with that team. Defensively, they really don't get after the quarterback enough. They really don't. They don't defend the tight ends that well either. And it is Matt Ryan. I like Matt Ryan, but I always felt like it was something missing with Matt Ryan. We saw the best of Matt Ryan when he had Kyle Shanahan. He had Tony Gonzalez. He had all of these weapons on offense and Julio Jones and all these different guys. He went to a Super Bowl. But once things started to fall apart and piece by piece, guys started getting plucked off of that roster, he wasn't the guy that could keep things afloat. And, I think when you want a guy to be a franchise quarterback, he's a guy that when things aren't going well and you start losing players to free agency and injury, he can still keep the boat afloat. No, Matt Ryan sinks right along with the boat. He's always been a quarterback where everything around him had to be great. Like, when was the last time Matt Ryan?
You rather have Tannehill or Matt Ryan right now?
Yeah,
Matt Ryan, but that's not saying much because I don't think Matt Ryan at this stage in his career is enough to really get the Colts nowhere.
The coach don't need Matt Ryan to be their savior. They just need Matt Ryan to make better decisions than Carson Wentz.
Right. And
that's it.
Well, no, but that's the thing too. You're comparing them to their competition in the AFC. Now, I understand we feel like they just got to be good enough just to be better than Tennessee in that division. But if we're talking about getting past just winning your division, you got to put up points. And that's the biggest argument me and Kendall had for a while now is that, okay, Mac Jones is a good quarterback, but it gets to a point in time where 22 touchdowns and 13 interceptions ain't cutting it. Like, you need to have them touchdowns in the AFC somewhere around 27, 28, 29 and up.
Mac Jones only played 1 year.
I understand that, but you and Abe was selling this that he's a finished product and he proved everything he had to prove. Okay. But I'm saying this. If we look at that division, the AFC South, that's the worst set of quarterbacks, right? Out of everybody else in the AFC. AFC West, AFC North, AFC East. The AFC South might be the worst set of quarterbacks.
AFC East, I mean,
Josh Allen.
He unproven. Josh Allen is really, really good. Tua, we don't know. You know what I'm
Do it like
saying? Zach Wilson hurt, so Flacco is starting. Like,
Right. So I mean, but okay, you looking at the AFC South. You got Matt Ryan, Tannehill, Davis
Tannehill got
Mills,
it. Tannehill got it.
and you got a young Trevor Lawrence.
You take Derrick Henry away from Tannehill. He garbage.
You right. You absolutely right. But we also say, just comparing those
Ryan is
divisions.
that quarterback in that division right now. Till Malik Willis got there and learn. Till Malik Willis find out the speed of the game. Matt Ryan the best quarterback in that division.
I don't think that's saying much. I just don't think that we've never really seen Matt. Like I said, we saw the best of Matt Ryan when Atlanta really filtered him with everything that he had around him. When everything was kind of like stripped from Matt Ryan wasn't the guy that could just, strap everybody up and still tough you to 10, 11, 12 wins. Matt Ryan sunk right along with the ship. I don't see him getting over there. My thing is this: just being good enough, just being a little bit better than Carson Wentz. Like for that team even.
But we just talking about winning the division. We ain't talking about the coach going to the AFC Championship game. No.
I mean, they still got to be able to beat Tennessee.
I believe they can beat Tennessee. Now we got that with Matt Ryan. I believe they can beat Tennessee with Matt Ryan. He gonna make better decisions than Carson Wentz.
That may be true, man. But I'm just saying,
Matt Ryan ain't never had a running game like this.
Well, no, Matt Ryan did have Michael Turner now,
but he ain't this boy right here.
It's not Jonathan Taylor.
He can't hold it down.
Let's Google them numbers. Let's Google Michael Turner numbers now when he was with the Chargers and with the Falcons.
For what? We ain't got for that. Michael Turner name ain't never came in the MVP conversation. Never. His name ain't never came in the MVP conversation.
But we talking about 2 years. No, actually not 2 years because he split a lot of carries his rookie year with Mack and a couple other guys too. So we talking about 1 year of Jonathan Taylor compared to multiple 1,000-yard seasons we saw from Michael Turner.
You ain't start seeing that till you got to the Falcons. He wasn't doing that with the Chargers.
Well, he was splitting time with Tomlinson, but when he became RB1 with the Falcons, he took off. Now, that was a loaded Falcons team that they also had offensively too.
When Taylor took off and turned into the lead running back of the coach, did his name instantly go in the MVP conversation? When Derrick Henry got hurt, did his name instantly go there?
I mean, I never believed that.
Well, at night they started talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, they need stuff to talk about during the season. I never once considered Jonathan Taylor to be an MVP candidate, though. And the Colts is 2 games out of the playoffs, but he's an MVP candidate. Like, I never considered him to be that.
He had good numbers. I'd say he had good numbers at the time. I'm
gonna say this. I just think that's a weak ass division. Kind of like it kind of is. Right. It's like the Colts and the Titans. They like right here with each other. They gonna beat each other up, and then it's gonna be like a race to 10 wins or something. Because at the end of the day, I think the rest of the AFC is too tough for them.
I
agree. Which is one of the reasons why I say 3 teams coming out that AFC West, 1 team coming out each other division, except maybe the AFC East.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to keep it 100 and we want to compare the Colts to the big dogs in the AFC, who are they really better than? Like who do we think they can really beat? I don't think they can beat the Colts. I don't think they're better than the Raiders. I don't think they're better than actually anybody in the AFC West. I don't think they're better than Cincinnati or Pittsburgh or Baltimore for that matter. I don't think they're better than Buffalo. So, I mean, like, who are they really better than? And I understand they just got to be better than Tennessee in that division.
Yeah, that's all they got to do.
And then get the blindfold and the cigar wild card weekend.
You just gotta get in the tournament. Things happen.
Just get in there and get lynched, huh? I don't know, man. The Colts is like, why do y'all keep kicking this can down the road? Like y'all just going year after year, new quarterback. You went from Phillip Rivers to Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan in consecutive years. When you could have just drafted somebody by now.
Those dudes was not terrible enough to net them a draft pick high enough to really take a top quarterback pick. If you think about them three, they all basically 8-8 coming down the stretch. So you got to look at a team that they do need help they have had to change quarterbacks because they've only been able to draft in the middle of the first round versus if they had a
Purgatory.
very, very terrible quarterback, then they may have been. And then this last draft, there wasn't really no quarterback, so it probably would have been a good draft for them to be up there with a quarterback pick anyway.
I think it's
what they should have
purgatory.
did is picked up Jimmy G from jump, you
No.
know what I'm saying? And then all this would have been.
Jimmy G, man. Nigga don't give a damn about
Jimmy GQ.
Hey, yeah, with Jimmy G, man. Oh, yeah, I got to tell you about myself. We got caught up in it. I'm sorry. I got to pick out myself. I got the coach, Tennessee, Houston, Jacksonville. I just think the coach got the better quarterback. So I'm saying when it brought out to it, I think the coach got a better quarterback. So I take the coach. I'm saying Tennessee gonna battle with them, but I think Ryan Tannehill is gonna be their downfall. The bottom line is Ryan Tannehill gonna be their downfall. Straight up and down. I done fucked around and I done brought something on the screen. I can't bring up the bottom ticker about the what's up next because I can't get this shit out of the screen. But the next thing on the board is the Afc North. Y'all know who that is. It's in Baltimore, Cincinnati. No, I'm sorry. Damn, I can't see how I want to. But I go to that. Afc North. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I started off, I like Cincinnati to win the division. Baltimore comes second. Let me get this on screen. Pittsburgh come third, Cleveland last. I think the Deshaun Watson thing, this DDT, Cleveland ain't finna get nothing going on. I think
Another
Cincinnati
team
got
that should have signed Jimmy G.
Probably they should have. But I say Cincinnati win the division, Baltimore come in second, Pittsburgh hot third, Cleveland last. Walt, who you got?
All right, so this might be the first shocker. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win the division.
To do what? What you got
to win the
do?
division. I told you that. Listen, man, I told you.
Man,
No.
Man.
No. This is it, man. I'm going to say this. I think, first of all, Baltimore, a large part of me wanted to say Baltimore. Baltimore too young right now, man. And they still ain't got things figured out as far as Lamar Jackson. And there are questions about, you know what I'm saying, the weapons that they do have. Cincinnati, to me, they don't feed the ball to Mixon enough. And I do understand that it's a passing league now. Get you 3 stud wide receivers, get you a quality guy under center, and get you a quality running back and use him as a decoy pretty much damn near. I think they need to start featuring Mixon a lot more in that offense. I don't like their tight end situation. I'm not so sure that the offensive line has a gel for them also. And, there's some questions on defense, although I think Dax Hill is going to be a complete stud for them. He's showing it already in preseason. They could have got some upgrades playmaker-wise within that front seven. But when I go to Pittsburgh, I see a team that's loaded everywhere. Except for offensive line. They got some issues there. I understand they got the Najee Harris issue with the toe also. But
Mitch Trubisky?
When I look at, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to it.
Mitchell.
I'm going to get to it.
Mitchell Trubisky.
I don't think he's going to be the starter all season, though. That's the whole thing. Like, this is another team that I think their rookie is going to eventually end up eclipsing Mitchell Trubisky. You look at that trio, not necessarily trio. They got an entire room of wide receivers. All flavors. 6'4", 5'9", 5'10", super fast, super athletic. Like, they got everything you need there. Plus Pat Freiermuth at tight end. Plus Mike Tomlin, who is probably the best leader of men in the entire NFL.
I can't take that from him.
I just can't see. I think of all teams in the NFL, this organization with this head coach and that roster is the best elixir for a young rookie quarterback to step in and just steer the ship. So therefore,
that sounds just like a team I know. I just can't put my finger on it.
Y'all ain't Frisco. Y'all roster ain't Frisco's. I mean, y'all rostering Pittsburgh's though. But like I think this is another division where somebody. Well, the Browns. We all think the Browns are going to come in last. I'm pretty sure, but I think Baltimore just has too many questions. Pittsburgh got questions too, of course. I just went through them, but I think the head coach situation, the organization, the amount of weapons they got, they're going to be able to score points. That's the whole thing. Pittsburgh is going to be able to score points, and if you're balanced enough in the passing game and the run game, you can conceal a lot of those issues on that offensive line. So, like I said, I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win the division. I think it's going to be a bloodbath again. I'm thinking 11 games, 10, 11 wins might win this division. It's going to be another bloodbath. But I got Cincinnati coming in second. I think Baltimore is just too young right now. They went with a complete youth movement over this offseason. They lost some guys too. They got the corner coming back, who was hurt last season. Not Marlon Humphrey, but Marcus Peters.
Marcus
Peters,
Peters.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're going to get from Peters like that. Kyle Hamilton is a rookie starter out there on free safety. So to me, it's just too many questions right now for them. So I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh they may not be all around better than Cincinnati, but I think they'll be better than Cincinnati for this season. And I think they'll be able to steer the ship. So I got Pittsburgh winning the division, Cincinnati second, Baltimore third, and Cleveland coming up at fourth.
Let go, Kendall.
I'm going to make it quick, simple, and easy. I'm going Cincinnati, number one. But I do think Pittsburgh, I just my upset of week one. I got Pittsburgh upset Cincinnati week one. I'm going Cincinnati number one. Then I'm going to go Baltimore. Then I'm going Pittsburgh, then Cleveland. I think Pittsburgh, they can be vying for a late playoff spot. I think they're going to be better than what a lot of people think. If they can just get quality, decent quarterback play, Pittsburgh going to be good. But I'm going, and that defense is there. Everybody, we forget they did get Fowler.
Miles Jack.
No, Miles Jack from Jacksonville. They got Minka there, Devin Bush. I mean, I would like to see a lot more of it. TJ Watt, Hayward, they got a lot. George Pickett's going to be an animal. I did want him to go to a team up north, but it didn't happen like that. But I'm going Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland.
It's on me.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking Baltimore to win the division. Lamar Jackson is the X factor. They went back to the offense with 15 tight ends. That's his sweet spot. They're going to run the ball. I think defensively they have the ability to stop teams. I take Cincinnati second. If Mitchell Trubisky starts for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they will end last in that division. But if they somehow I'm torn between Pittsburgh and Cleveland because I think I like the running game in Cleveland a little bit more. I think Amari Cooper is going to have a great year. I think defensively again
Who throwing them the ball? Josh Dobbs?
Jacoby Brissett is all right.
Oh, man.
He better than Mitchell Trubisky?
Well, first of all, Amari don't like playing in the cold. He's in Cleveland, my man. It gets cold in Cleveland. Amari don't like that.
They're gonna hurt
black and blue division. He a little too soft for that division.
Yeah, they're gonna hurt him.
He playing in Alabama.
They're gonna hurt him. They ain't got a quarterback nowhere. They through. So who you said you got number one?
I got Baltimore winning the division.
And what's got coming who?
I got Cincinnati second. Okay. I think Deshaun Watson put them in a difficult situation.
Brought them up.
So I'll put Cleveland in last. I'll take Pittsburgh just because Walt made some good points. I'll put them in third.
Green, who you got, Green?
Yeah, we know Cleveland finishing last with Deshaun missing the first 11 games of the season. I mean, they do got that two-headed monster running back. They're going to be able to run the ball, but that's definitely not going to be enough. And I believe that Pittsburgh and Cincinnati is going to be two teams that finish one game above or one game below 500. And the reason why I say that about Cincinnati, because Kansas City Chiefs over the last maybe 20, 22 years, is the only team that lost the Super Bowl and was able to make it to the playoff the next year. That Super Bowl curse of when you lose, that hangover, it does something to some teams. And by this being a team that's as young as they are, they're going to be so eager to get back to the playoffs. The regular season is going to be boring for them because they made it all the way. I don't think they're going to have that good of a season this year. I think they're going to finish like 8-9 or even 9-8. So Baltimore will take this division.
Yeah, Baltimore coming in
first.
Lamar Jackson, baby.
I won't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? That's a toss-up to me, really. But I got Cincinnati coming in first. I can deal with it. Next up, the last of all of the divisions is the AFC. What it is, the East.
Yeah, man.
I'm saying we got the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, and the New England Patriots. Yeah, that's who they is.
Mm-hmm.
Kendall, jump it out, man. Who you like? I know who you like, so just start out talking crazy.
As much as it hurts me to say, I'm going with Buffalo. I think they're going to win. I do got them losing week 1 next week, but I think they can win probably 13 games this year. I got Buffalo. Like I said, I'm a real fan, not a biased fan. I keep it real with it. It hurts me to say this, but Bill, I'm going Buffalo with 12 or 13 wins. I got my New England Patriots winning 10 games this year. I got the Dolphins winning 9 games this year. And I got the Jets being if they can get Wilson back, the Jets gonna scare some people this year. They might upset my Patriots sometime this year. They might upset some other team. Jets got the talent. I think they got a better skill. Give me the Jets skill position players rather than what we have right now. I'll take that anytime. I mean, I love what the Jets are doing. They're going in the right direction, just not this year. Got them winning 6 games this year. But Buffalo win division. And then it'll be the Patriots, then Dolphins, then the Jets. And I know all of y'all got your own order, but I can care less. What's where I'm going.
He slipped that in there, though. I know y'all got y'all on order, but fuck y'all. Man, I'm a ride with Buffalo too. I'm a little uneasy about Buffalo because once everybody start looking at your roster and saying your roster is flawless, you can find flaws in everybody's roster, and I think you can still, until they prove it, once the season starts, you can still run the ball on Buffalo. Until they prove otherwise, you can still run the ball on Buffalo. I mean, Tre'Davious White will be back, even though I think he started the season on the PUP list, so which means he's going to be out, I think, the first 4 games. But Kyer Elam from Florida, the 6'2" corner they got, he's looked pretty good, hide on the back end. They got Edmonds at linebacker. They got a lot of people. You know, they added a couple more weapons on offense for Josh Allen. I still would have liked to see them in the draft officially, put their foot down and really address the running back position and get like a legitimate guy. And I like Cook. I like Dalvin Cook's little brother, but he's not really a between the tackles type of back. I would have liked to see them potentially get a Kenneth Walker in the draft or a Breece Hall like that. That would have really, to me, really completed that offense, but they didn't. I think they put a little too much on Josh Allen sometimes. But I think he's still. Yeah, but I think overall Buffalo's clearly the best team in that division, man. I don't even think it's close. If Buffalo is on their A game, Buffalo should fall out of bed and win at least 12 games. Now, I don't know how to really look at Miami. I think that speed that Tyreek Hill has, he may, constantly talk about how accurate Tua is. Everything is fine and dandy until them 60-yard touchdowns, them 60-yard passes that were turned into touchdowns by Patrick Mahomes are just turned into comebacks for you to catch and fall on the ground because Tua can't really hit you in stride to save his life. So I'm not sold on Miami. I think Miami got pieces like everybody else got pieces. I'm still not sold on Tua. I felt the day of the draft that Justin Herbert should have been the pick over Tua. There's been rumors coming out of Miami that Flores came out verbally and said that he wanted Justin Herbert, but the organization wanted Tua. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I can see that. I mean, if you compare Justin Herbert's set of tools to what Tua has, it's not even close. Like Justin Herbert's ability jumps out on the screen to you. You can't really say that to Tua, so Miami's got too many holes, man. And I think people want Miami to be good so bad. Every season is, look out for the Dolphins. They're right on the cusp, and I just don't see it. They're not better than New England. I don't think they're going to be better than New England. And they're for damn sure not better than Buffalo. So I got Buffalo coming in, running away with the division. I got New England coming in second. I got I got the Jets. I think the Jets are going to shock some people because they got playmakers now. Sauce Gardner, playmaker on the corner. They got some playmakers in that front seven. Garrett Wilson is for real. And for people who don't know Garrett Wilson is 6 foot, maybe 190 pounds, plays like he's 6'4", 220. Huge hands, long arms, huge catch radius, and he plays like a dog. So I think they got Zach Wilson a true number one now. I like Elijah Moore. I like Breece Hall. They're a team that went out and actually got Breece Hall, but the Jets, another team that's kind of snake bitten. Mekhi Becton, hurt every single year. His first 3 seasons in the league, Mekhi Becton has finished the season on the IR, I believe. You look at Zach Wilson, hurt last season. Missed X amount of games I think he missed a stretch of about 5 games when Mike White started and Flacco started. Yeah, so he can't stay healthy. He's supposed to be all-world left tackle. He may be done with a shattered kneecap. So, Buffalo, man, Buffalo got it going for them right now. New England may be reaping. They may be, falling back into what other teams in the AFC East had to deal with for about a good 20 years where they had the number one quarterback and the only quarterback in the division and everybody else sucked. Because Josh Allen and Buffalo ain't going nowhere no time soon.
You're right about that. Green, who you got?
Well, this division, this is an easy call. Buffalo should definitely take this division. I think the story of this division, though, will be the Dolphins. How will they do without Brian Flores? He was the one that held that team together. They started the season off 0-8, 0-9 last year. Then they
0-6, wasn't it? Yeah, something like that.
And then they run off 7 or 8 in a row. They did that the last couple of years.
Yeah.
In a row 1 year, 9 in a row the next year. And with all the stuff that was going on behind that scenes, it was that head coach that was holding them together. He took a bunch of misfits and put them all together and made them play good. Imagine if he would have got Herbert, quarterback that he really wanted. So it's going to be a Buffalo division, and New England should come in second in this division. I'm not saying they're going to come in second as a good team, winning 10 or 11 games, but they're going to come in second, and because of that, it's the reason why I say the AFC West is going to have 3 teams in the playoffs, because we'll be lucky to get 2 teams out of any other division in the AFC conference itself. It's going to be between New England and Cincinnati for that last wild card spot, and or maybe even Pittsburgh. So we're going to see. We're going to see. The AFC East is not too much to write home about, so I'm going to go with Buffalo.
Buffalo first, New England second, Dolphins 3, Jets 4. It's pretty cut and dry. A lot of the points that y'all made are accurate. But I don't think the Dolphins are going to be anywhere near the Patriots as far as efficiency. I think if with an experience I have from watching Mike McDaniel and the 49ers, I feel like he's been with Kyle Shanahan for like 14 years. And that first year, they're going to bring in a lot of their dudes, which they did with like Raheem Mostert and Trent Sherfield. And on defense, they brought over, I forgot who now, but they're going to bring in their dudes, teach everybody the system, and it's going to take them a couple years to load up on the defensive line. Now, I think he's coming into there's some good pieces. I think Xavier Howard's one of the best corners in the league. The safety, Jones?
Javon Holland.
Javon Holland, my bad. Yeah, Holland. It played really, really good last year, and they got a couple of high draft picks on that defensive line.
Yeah.
So the cover is not totally bare. But I think this is the year where with the new coach, he's trying to bring some of his guys in and just kind of try and find their way through that division. I think third place is where they're going to end up, because I think New England, if we think about it, if we kind of go position by position, I think one X factor that always kind of trumps all is Belichick and his experience and his ability to take advantage of teams' weaknesses.
I don't think they got that talent no more, though.
New England, I mean, they lost J.C. Jackson.
They ain't lose him. They just chose not to pay him.
Sorry?
They ain't lose him. They just chose to not pay him.
Well,
people keep saying we lost J.C. Jackson. Where was J.C. Jackson drafted the year when he came? He was undrafted. That's what it was. We got him late. Nobody knew him until he got with the Patriots. So y'all keep saying we lost. Keep it on this Jack Jones. We got him out of USC in Arizona. He's had a good offseason, good preseason. Yes, it's preseason. J.C. Jackson he did the same thing Jack Jones did, and look, he just got paid with the Chargers. Like J.C. Jackson is a really good corner. I ain't gonna say he locked down. I'm not saying it because he left, but he's not. He won't no lockdown corner. We won't about to pay you to get torched by Stephon Diggs twice a year. We got tired of that mess. Got his ass up out there.
Yeah, but you know what though? JC wasn't a lockdown corner, but he was a difference maker.
He was. But Belichick, look, we had Malcolm Butler.
Belichick creates that dude. Yeah. Belichick creates that dude. They're really good at.
I'm not my defense. I think my defense is gonna be real good this year. We're younger, we faster, we're more athletic, we're more deeper. Offensively, I think we'd be okay. I think we're a better team offensively than last year. Devontae Parker, yes. He's always been hurt, but he was a first round draft pick. Nelson Aguilar, he can ball. Kendrick Bourne, Big Block, you familiar? He can ball. Jacoby Myers,
that's my boy.
Myers don't get nowhere near the respect like he can ball.
See, StreamYard had to cut him off with that, man.
Yeah, we have Tyquan Thornton back soon. We got some ballers, man. Like, hey, y'all gotta lay off my boys, man. Yeah, I'm not sitting here saying we're gonna win 13, 14 games.
See?
I'm crazy, man.
They the second best team in the division, straight up.
We're gonna be really good.
Third best team in the
Kendall, let me ask you this, man.
Third best team in the division.
Third, dang.
Kendall, what do you consider a good? Because the thing is, Mac Jones can't be Mac Jones, rookie Mac Jones. He got to, progress. What do you expect to see from him? Like, what do you think is a step in the right path for him, stats-wise? You brought up the fact that he had the completion percentage or whatnot. I don't really get caught up in completion percentages that much, because if those completion percentages don't directly reflect the touchdowns, or just the overall touchdowns in general, then you just kind of like 4, 5, 6 yards in the cloud of dust consistently, because he threw 22 touchdowns, but he also had 13 picks.
I'd be surprised if he hit 20 this year. They don't have an offensive coordinator.
Check this out. He threw 13 picks last year. Now I know picks goes in the pick. I went back and I looked at every interception he threw last year. Half of those interceptions was not his fault. It goes in as his fault, but it was not. It was tilt passes and a lot of stuff. Hold on a minute. They were not his fault. Half of them was not. So you could easily say 22 touchdowns, about 9 interceptions. Hey, if we can go to the area quarterback and say that. I think growth. I just want to see steady growth. We're here. It's Mac Jones. That's why he gets talked about. Like, what do we expect him to do? Because he's stepping in for Tom Brady. That's why. He's Mac Jones.
Because he's in his second year in the league. I don't care if he was stepping in for Tom Brady.
And I ain't talking about Tom Brady no more. It's over about Tom Brady.
We have to face it.
Tom Brady shit over with. It's Tom Brady
in the rebuilding mode.
Okay,
man.
listen. That's
what it is. That's what it is. Rebuilding mode. Over with. Booty house.
Okay.
Over with.
Listen. Check this out though. I think he can throw 28 to 30 touchdowns this year. Every quarterback's going to throw. 8, 9.
Without a coordinator.
Huh?
Not
To
Mitchell
those
Trubisky.
receivers?
Not Mitch Trubisky.
Without a coordinator,
Listen,
they don't have no offensive coordinator. They got
Mac Jones would be
fighting for
just.
that
Hey,
job.
just relax. We will be fine.
The
When we're
Patriots
winning, when we're
arrogance.
winning this year, and
Hey,
Mac Jones
man.
has a good year, I'm gonna
We
come back.
don't need that offense coordinator guy.
Hey,
We
man.
will be just fine this year. We'll be just fine. Listen,
See
I'm
that?
glad. Listen, Leah, I'm glad y'all got Josh McDaniels because that's the same McDaniels that caused a draw on 3rd and 10 and 30. Y'all, you gonna get tired of that yourself. You can get tired of that. So I hope you happy with Josh McDaniels. But check this out though. Like we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Like the one thing I'm gonna say, I'm not one of these biased. I'm not biased. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win. We're gonna go undefeated. No, I'm not crazy like that. I know my team. We're gonna win 10 games. We're gonna make the playoffs, and that's all I want for us to do. That's my win 10 games and hope. And let's see where you can go from there. But Matt Jones, I can see him having 28 touchdowns, about 9-10 picks, and a good year. That's what I really see. I think our weapons are better. Jonnu Smith, he's not gonna be as bad as he was last year. Nelson Aguilar, he's not gonna be as bad. Kendrick Bourne, Myers, Parker, we're gonna be all right. Hunter Henry,
I don't know. We seen some bad Nelson in Philly too, though.
It's nobody's.
Yeah, one good year.
we're gonna be better
one good
this year.
year.
We're
And
gonna
he
be
had
better.
900 some yards that year.